One thing about us, we never let the us having a child interfere with us professionally.
Speaking of Karlous Miller, in my process when I first started, he's someone that I found out later on that you guys had a child together. In terms of that, like, relationship, how did y'all first meet? In terms of
we met at Uptown.
Okay.
And when I saw Karlous and Smokey and Clayton, like, they were like the three amigos at the time. Chris Smokey Jones set it out, Clayton English. And when I first saw all three of them cats, I was like, man, I just thought they were so funny, so raw, so fresh, you know, because that was my introduction to underground comedy. Because, you know, when you think about, you know, the comedians that are household names, we know them from them being on TV.
Right.
But it's a lot of underground comics that you don't get to see because they're not on TV.
Right.
So I just instantly fell in love with underground comedy. So when I saw them, we was all like the same age, you know, around the same age range.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I got to know them guys. You know what I'm saying? So I just put myself in their group. I just put myself in a clique. I was like, look, I'm finna be friends with y'all. Y'all funny. Y'all finna teach me the ropes. And yeah, that's just what it was.
And then y'all build a friendship, and then
So we built a friendship. And as far as me and Karlous, we were just cool. And you know, he was from Mississippi. I was from Alabama. And he had moved to Atlanta too. So, you know, you just meet somebody and you just say the same things at the same time. And, you know, that's just what it was.
Yeah, one thing I think is dope in terms of that relationship is that I do see you now big him up.
Oh.
You know, you shout out Karlous.
All right.
And I think that's really cool to see that. Did it take some time to get to that point where you can kind of just be like, because you hear, you know, the stories with that when it comes to that relationship. So
Right.
The mother of the child and the father of the child.
The one thing about us, we never let the us having a child interfere with us professionally. You know what I mean? Us having a child is just we family. We got a child. You know what I'm saying? We raising this awesome kid. We both come from great families, so we both had the support. You know what I mean? But as far as my talent and his talent, even if we was disagreeing about something, comedy is something that we always related to, and could just be in a disagreement and an argument and then start talking about comedy and not even talking about whatever it was we was disagreeing about, just about life and raising the kids. So the respect level for his talent and his respect level for my talent has never left the building.
Yeah, I think that's something that I definitely noticed. like, any reason why y'all have y'all ever worked together before?
Oh yeah. Like, especially like coming up and going through the grind, it was times we had this little bit where we would do stuff on stage together, like just going back and forth with each other, doing shows like all the time. But we always would want to keep that separate.
Okay.
You know?
That's kind of like the rule in it, or just the, not even a rule, but just the level of what y'all think is work best.
It works best because at the end of the day, we at work.
Yeah.
You know, this is work for us.
Because I'm looking at, and the reason I mentioned him, because I feel like he's getting his, you talked about underground comedians. I feel like he's getting his moment to where more people getting to see him.
Yeah.
And you as a friend, being able to see him through that process, like how do you view that? Knowing what he's been through.
I mean, I think it's amazing. I think it's amazing to watch. You know what I mean? It definitely lets me know I made the right decision on who I was going to have.
A lot of women be choosing up on him now.
I mean, it ain't Jamario's baby. No, I'm just playing. But no, I think it's amazing to watch because I get to watch my friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, come up. You know, so, and that's everybody. Like, it's amazing to watch Clayton come up. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, coming from us, the Chitlin circuit, and driving 4-5 hours for $300, driving 4-5-6 hours for $500, we might not come back with number 250. You know what I'm saying? It just, it makes you appreciate it more because we worked for it. We're still working for it. We're earning it. We've earned it, you know what I mean?
For sure.
So it's just all the sacrifice, all the things we missed out on, you know, because comedy is very demanding. It's I always say it's a job, it's a jealous job. Comedy wants you to just focus on comedy and that's it, you know. When you're a comedian, for me, it's something that I'm always thinking about. It's something it's always on my mind. I missed out on weddings, funerals, family things, you know what I mean? Because I got a show. oh, I gotta get this money, or I gotta go do this. So, you know, things with my kid, you know, my son is so crazy on the way today. He was like, Mom, you gonna come to my basketball game, right? I'm about to start basketball. And I'm like, yeah, I'm coming to basketball game. He was like, well, you only came to 2 football games. And I was like, but son, that was because he was like, you know, he was on the road. And unfortunately, it has its ups and downs, but I know that what I'm working for is a legacy. And what I'm doing is for my kid and his kids and his kids. And so for us to get some benefits from our sacrifice, and it feels really good.
Right. How do you think motherhood impacted you when your son was born in terms of like your career? Did you get worried, you know, because it's like...
It was hard because I was telling jokes with Ashton in my belly. I was a comedian and pregnant. So I had Ashton December the 6th. I was back on stage New Year's Eve.
Wow.
And it was hard, especially when he was an arm baby, because right after that was when I got on tour with Kat.
Okay.
I got on tour with Kat when Ashton was like 1. And Kat told me that I could bring Ashton on the road with me, but I didn't because I didn't know what to expect. I had never been on a major tour like that. But fortunately, I had family. I had my mom and Karlous' mom. So it was hard, but it was also easy because I had the support system. And one thing I knew about the grandparents, they weren't gonna let anything happen to Ashton. But it was hard being away from him. You know what I mean? His first 4 years of his life, he called me Ashima. You know, and called the grandmother's mom.
Right.
Because I was back and forth and in and out so much. And, you know, I had to be like, no, I am mama. But like, you know, so, but when it comes to my son, I've never missed a birthday. It is certain things that I make sure we have as far as like tradition, because we live such a non-traditional life because of what we do.
Both parents.
With both parents, exactly. So I make sure that we have some things tradition. Like I try to make sure he has a normal life as much as possible.
Has he ever expressed how he kind of like deals with it?
Let me see, he's in the 5th grade now. He stayed between my mom and Karlous' mom to like 3rd grade. It was like 3rd grade. He was like, look, I want to come with y'all. You know, we would be just slanging snot every time I had to come and then had to leave. It was just like losing Isaiah cry fest.
Wow.
But once he was old enough to realize what was going on and he expressed to his parents what we wanted, then we made it happen.
For sure.
You know, but he knows this life. He's been to the shows. He's been on the road. He's sat in the ticket booth. He's sat in the green rooms. He's sat on the front row while we both were on stage. So he's fully aware of what's going on.
As far as like, how does he light up a certain way when he sees both of his parents doing their thing, or see on TV?
You know, Ashton don't really be impressed. Because we mom and dad.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? People have asked him, why you didn't tell me Ashima Franklin was your mama? And he just be like, 'cause that's my mom.